Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Pate from the Pate Realty Group and Brian Pate Seminars in Wake Forest, North Carolina. And today I'm here to talk about the negotiation of compensation before a home is shown to a buyer. It is imperative that buyer's agents going forward negotiate this compensation with the listing agent or the seller up front before you show the home. Why would you show the home without knowing that you are going to be paid? And there is some risk of that if we're not careful. If the buyer cannot afford to pay the buyer's agent compensation, this could cause problems if you don't confirm everything before you show the home. So there's a couple of different ways that we can do this. First of all, we have Form 220. This is a form provided by the North Carolina Realtors, and they have provided this form for us to decipher who's paying, how much, and everybody signs off on the agreement. Form 220 is unique because in paragraph 1, you display whether the listing firm is paying the fee and how much, or whether the seller is paying the fee to the buyer's agent directly, or if there is an other type of setup, which could be due to a company policy in any way, shape, or form. But all you have to do is check one of those boxes in paragraph 1. Then at the end of it on page 2, you're going to be signing. Whoever's paying is the one signing. You shouldn't have a situation where the listing firm and the listing representative and the seller both sign at the same time. It should be based off of who is actually making the payment. So if the listing firm is paying to the buyer's agent, then the listing agent would actually be the one to sign. If the seller is going to pay the buyer's agent directly, then only the seller would sign. Now on the buy side, you're going to want both the buyer's agent and the buyers to sign this so that everybody is acknowledging what is going to be received and how much and who is paying it. So the simple way of handling this as a listing agent is to just pre-fill this form out, have it ready, set it up, get it signed, and then create an external link. You can use Google Drive, you can use Dropbox. There are a myriad of possibilities that you could use, but upload Form 220 into that link. By the way, if you really want to be cool, use Bitly or Google and create a link shortener and use the address on the back side of it. But one of the things that I also recommend is that you put all of the documents that you used to put into your document manager. For example, your property disclosure form, your RPODs, your MOG, utilities information. Maybe you have the plat map, maybe you have a survey, maybe you have the septic permit. Put all of that stuff into the file so that whenever an agent makes an appointment to show your property, you can copy and paste that link and respond to them immediately, and they now have everything they need for the showings. Now, the argument that we get from this is, Brian, that's going to take a little extra time. Look, if it takes you 5 minutes extra to copy and paste that into an email address or to a text message to a buyer's agent, and it's got the opportunity to get the property under contract, let's take that extra 5 minutes. Bottom line is this: send it to the buyer's agent at the time the appointment is made, if not before. If the buyer's agent calls you before and says, hey, I've got a buyer that's interested in your property, they only can purchase if the seller or the listing firm is paying the buyer's agent compensation, who's paying it and how much on this particular transaction. The response from the listing agent should be, great, no problem, here's the information, send it, forward it to them via text, via email, whatever it may be. Just remember, as a buyer's agent, if you send Form 220 that you have filled out, remember I'm talking about the buyer's agent now. If you're a buyer's agent and you send Form 220 at the same time that you send the offer, you could end up receiving the signed offer to purchase without the compensation agreement signed, and that could be disastrous for you. You could either end up working for free if the buyer's agent or if the buyers are unable to pay you, and if the sellers or listing firm is also not paying you, and we certainly don't want to end up in that situation. Remember, folks, we provide a service, and that service gets paid a certain compensation, but you have to protect yourself and know what you're being paid before you ever show the home. As always, I'm happy to answer any questions. You can reach me via Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just go to linktree.com/BP8 Realty, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. Hope everybody has a great day, and here's hoping that everybody survives the transition as we move into the middle part of August.